Hey amigos, welcome back to Shree's Coding Hub. Till the last episode, we have seen double dimension arrays with integers. Now, in today's episode, we are going to deal the same double dimension arrays with strings. With strings, we know what is a string. It is a name like Shree's Coding Hub or subscribers. Thank you. The set of characters is known as string. We know this thing uh, perfectly. Now we are going to store a string in the array in double dimension array. We are going to store multiple strings in double dimension array, and we are also going to print that stored strings on the output window. Now this is our task. We are going to store names in the double dimension array, and we are going to print names from double dimension array. This is our task. Without getting late, let's get started. Here start. uh, okay, def n. Okay, main. Now what my requirement is, char x of 100 100 comma y of 100 100 int I comma j. Clear screen. Okay, first let's keep y array at aside. Now let's understand only for x array how we are going to store. We are going to store we are going to uh, achieve our goal by using percentile s operator. Percentile s. Percentile s, which is used to scan string values. We know percentile s operator very well, which we have discussed in depth in the last episodes. If you miss that episodes, all the episodes are grouped into a playlist, and that playlist link is provided in the description. Please go and check out. uh, Now what I am going to do is, let me zoom, and I'll take a table. 2 3 4. Okay, fine. Now assume that this is I equals to 0, this is I equals to 1, and this is I equals to 2. Okay, now this is j equals to 0, j equals to 1, j equals to 2. This is what the whole process. Okay, now here what my requirement is, I'll give an input Shri at this row. At this I equal to 0 row, I want to insert Shri, S R I, like this. This is what I want to. And in this row I want to insert like something H U B, something like this I want to do. Now how come I achieve this goal? Now here we know we have declared x of 100 100. It means let's simply assume x of 3 3. Okay, let's assume this. Now it means there are 3 rows and 3 columns we allocated. Now I want to insert names in each row. I want to insert names in each row. Here you can see I have inserted Shri as a name in 0th row. I have inserted hub as a name in the first row. Like this I want to do. Now here we know allocation of a double dimension array, which we discussed in the last episode. X of 0 contains base address of that 0th row. Okay, and x of 1 contains base address of that 1th row. Okay, this thing we know very well, and this allocation process also we discussed in the last episodes. You can go and check out the link here. Now what this x of 0 contains, base address. Assume that the address for this block is 6120. Now x of 0 contains this base address 6120, and whenever and this x 6120, and the first character should get stored in 6120, and the very next character should get stored in which address, 6121. If we assume this the address of first block is 6120, the second address will be 6121. Why so? The size of array, the size of char is 1, the size of char is 1 byte. The same way the address also will be deferred by 1, will be deferred by 1, it is increased by 1. That's why the address of this block is 6121. Now the very next character r should be stored in this character 6121, and the very next character should get stored in 6122, like this. Now what I do is I increase I value. Now I increase I value, I do I plus plus. Now x of okay, now I do I plus plus. So what happens now? Now x of 0 completed. Now x of 1 comes into play. Whenever I do a I plus plus, x of 1, now x of 1, 0 became 1. Now this x of 1 contains base address of this row, this row, this row. Now assume that the address of this block is 7120. Now x of 1 will be 7120, and the very first character should get stored in this block, and the very next character u should get stored in 7121, and the very next character should get stored in 7122. This is what the process should be. Now what our percentile, I hope the memory inserting process you understood. Now what our percentile s does is, whenever we say scanf percentile s comma x of 0, now what it does, first it opens x of 0th block, it means 6120 block. What is 6120 block? This is 6120 block. Now I'll remove this thing r and I. Okay, now what it waits for the input. Now what I do, s I'll give, automatically it stores in 6120 block, and whenever I give r, automatically it increase and goes into this and stores r, and whenever I give I, automatically it goes into this I, because it has one base address which is 6120. This is the base address which belongs to this block. In the sequence we have 3 blocks. Here in the sequence we have 3 blocks, 6120, 6121, 6122. It automatically stores in that blocks. Whenever I do increment and I say scanf percentile s comma x of 1, what it does, now I give h, automatically it stores in this block, automatically it stores in this block u, and automatically stores in b in this block, because it has base address 7120 in x of 1 which belongs to this block, and here there are 3 sequential blocks, 3 sequential blocks. This percentile s has that ability. Now here our percentile s insert, what I do is, here I draw a line. Now assume that this is another block, sorry, j equals to 3, j equals to 3. Okay, now what this thing do, whenever I insert Shri and press enter, what percentile s ability is, we know very well, to store a null character like this, to store a null character like this. This is the ability of percentile s. What this null character do, it helps for printf. Whenever printf scans this null character to print, it stops printing, for printing purpose this scanf, this percentile is also inserting null character automatically. Whenever I press enter, after hub it stores one null character here too. Okay, null like this. Okay, this is what happens. This is the process of inserting. Now let's try to insert. Okay, now what I do is I take a for loop and use I, and I is less than obviously 100. Sorry, not 100. I want to store only in 3 columns. I want to store only 3 columns, and I plus plus, it means I want to insert only 3, and I say scanf percentile s comma x of I. Now for the first time I is 0. Okay, and now what it does, For it takes x of 0, and I input SRIS, okay, and press enter. Now where this Shrees goes? In x of 0th row, it means this row, it means this row. I hope you guys understood. It goes into this row. This is 0th row. Now for the next time, what happens? uh, it becomes I value become 1, now what I do now, here x of 1, now what I give input? HUB. Assume that I have given HUB and press enter. Now where it stores HUB? Here, because this is I of 1 row. I hope you guys understood. This is the process happening internally. This is I of 1 row. Okay, this is what happening. Now what I do is simply remove this and save as to string 2d string dot c. Okay, now what I do is I print it. I is less than 3, I plus plus. Now printing it is as simple as it is. We already know very well. Printf percentile less, I use a slash n for better understanding, comma x of I. It is as simple as it is. Now I have saved. I alt F9 compiling, control F9 linking, loading completed. Our program is now running. Now I give input Shrees and then coding and then hub. Now how many total names I have given? 3. Shrees is one name, coding is one name, hub is one name. Now 3 values I have given. Now while printing, it should print Shrees coding hub in different lines because of slash n. Here you can see Shrees coding hub got printed successfully. Okay, I think, sorry guys, something happened. I'll show it. Okay, this is what we are expected. We got successfully Shrees coding hub. Okay, so, fine. Okay, now I want to copy this x array, this x double dimension array into y double dimension array. This x double dimension array into y double dimension array. How can we do this? Simply, I want to do with very simple logic. Now here you can say simple. It is as simple as it is. Here instead of printing, what we do? Y of I equals to x of I. Y of I equals to x of I. For I equals to 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. Okay, printf percentile s comma y of I. Here you may think something like this, because what x of I contains, let us assume I value as 0. And now x of 0, what it contains? The base address of this thing, the base address of this row. It is as simple as it is. If y of 0 equals to x of 0, what it means? Say this 6120 comes into y of 0. Now y of 0 becomes 6120. Now the base address of this array went to y of 0. The base address of this row went to y of 0. So it automatically can access this row. It can access this row. At the same time, when I say y of 1 equal to x of 1, what x of 1 contains? The base address of which row? Of this second row. Now y of 1 becomes 7120. Okay, fine, it's done successfully. Now y of 1 can access this block. Y of 1 can access this row. Okay, it's fine. This is what internal process should happen. But let's see, is the thing which is going to work out. Here L value required. It is saying L value required. What is meaning by L value required? It is nothing but local value required. Because let me explain you what the error is this. Here x of I contains the address of some memory block. Now y of I should have something like that is able to store address of another thing. Okay, because whenever here we said y of 100 equal to y of 100 into 100, already the sequential memory blocks are allocated for y array, and whenever we said x of 100 into 100, the sequential memory blocks are allocated to x block, and y of 100 into 100 also allocated. Now here, whenever for the first time, uh, I is 0, so y of 0 also contains some base address. Y of 0 also contains some base address of first row, some base address of new first row. Okay, this is the thing happening. At the same time, x of 0 also has some base address, y of 0 also has same address. Now what here it is doing, x of I, whatever the address is there in the x of I, it is going to y of I and overwriting the value, overwriting the address. It is trying to remove the previous address and store the new address from the x of I. This is the problem happening here. Here this is not going to happen by using this. By using this, it is not going to happen. Storing address, it is a new concept, and there we can do that. I think the next episode, no, I think it will be the second episode from now. It will be the second episode from now. Then there we can store, there I'll explain how we can store address of another memory, address of another memory. We can, how we can copy address of another memory, how we can copy one array to another array without doing such a lengthy process, by just just writing this simple line, by just copying x of I address to y of I. This thing here, it is not possible. Here we need to learn some other concept for that. Okay, I hope you guys understood the concept, because why now I gave this explanation means it will be easy, where it will be easy when I am going to explain the concept of pointers. The concept of pointers. Pointers give ability to store address. Pointers give ability to store address. It is something irrelated story from now. So at that time it will be easy if you listen this class. Okay, now how can we do this? Simply j equals to 0, 100, j plus plus. Okay, now what I do is x of I, sorry, y of ij equal to x of ij. Okay, this is what, here also I take 100 only, because length is 100. Let's simplify it further. Okay, now here what y of ij, for the first time I is 0, j is 0. Now what x of 0 0 contains, some value called, here what x of 0 0 containing s, it is containing s. Now this s comes into y of ij. Y of ij, it means y of 0 0 copies the value from x of 0 0, which is s. For the next time it becomes, I becomes 0 and j becomes 1. Now what it contains, 0 1 containing 0 1 containing r, containing r. Now this r comes into y of 0 1, y of 0 1. Like this the copy process occurs. Here let's see, I think I should save. Okay, I save. Left hand, our program is running now. What I do, Shree's coding hub. Here sorry guys, let's see the output. Shree's coding hub, it is all came in one line, because I didn't use /n. I use /n for better understanding. Here you can see I have printed y array. I am printing y array. Here you can see y array got printed successfully. Okay, now I'll again run the code. Alt F9, Control F9. Shree's coding hub. Shree's coding hub. Here you can see Shree's coding hub got printed successfully. Here you can say, you guys can get a doubt. You guys may get a doubt that I have given all the Shree's coding hub in one line, but it has printed 3. It has printed 3. It has taken it as three different words. Why? Because I have used space. I have used the space button. This space button. Because of this space button, it has thought that our percentile is repeated 3 times. Here for the first time, when I is 0, it has scanned into x of 0. Fine. Now this whatever SRIS Shree's is there, it went to x of 0, and whenever I press space like this, I have pressed space like this, it has went to next. It has breaked the percentile as continuation and stored a null value in x of 0 row, and I value got incremented, and again it enters into the loop, and it has scanned into x of 1. This is what happened whenever I used space. Because space is also like enter. It is working as enter. Okay, for this thing I have used space here. uh, don't get confused. Whenever you use space, this thing is going to happen in our C. Now again I am going to compile and run. I give Shrees. Now I am pressing enter. By pressing enter, we can clearly observe that we are going to next row. But using space, we can't define that we are going to next row. But space is also doing same thing what enter is doing. HUB. Now I use space and B. Now you can see the output. We didn't get B because after HU we given space, but our loop is only for 3 times. Now whatever the value we have given B, it has gone. Here you can see Sri's coding HU only we get. This is the process of copying one 2-dimensional array to another 2-dimensional array with names. I hope you guys understood very well. This is what for today. In the next episode, we are going to simplify all this process, and we are going to copy the same thing from one 2-dimensional array to another 2-dimensional array in reverse. And we are going to solve numerous patterns in the next episode. That's it for today's episode, guys. If you feel the episode informative, if you feel the content whatever our channel is sharing informative, please do subscribe and support us and like the video. If you do so, it will be a great motivation for us to share more valuable content and to give depth explanation like this. Thank you.